guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you're returning, welcome. If you are new, today's video is all about my library book haul for the month of October. I have quite a few. As I said last round, I had 2 in the month of September. I am replenishing my TBR because I got rid of all my summary type books, and now I'm moving on to fall, spooky, atmospheric, cozy type books. So I have a lot to share today. If you don't know, if you've never been to my channel before, I do post book content and home fragrance content. I adore both, and so I like to share both with you guys. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Or if you're returning, thank you for joining me again. Okay, the first book I have to share with you is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, and this is by Megan Bannon. And I really didn't know much about this book before I decided to pick it up. I just saw the cover and I was like, oh, that seems like it'll be perfect. And it is a romance, so I knew it wasn't going to be scary because I don't like horror, super scary books. But this looks really cute. So this says Hart Ralston is a marshal tasked with patrolling the strange and magical wilds of Tanria. And it's an unforgiving job, and he's got nothing but time to ponder his loneliness. Mercy Birdsall never has a moment to herself. She's been single-handedly keeping Birdsall and his son, undertakers, afloat in defiance of sullen jerks like Heartache Hart, the man with the knack for showing up right when her patience is thinnest. After yet another run-in with merciless Mercy, Hart finds himself penning a letter addressed simply to a friend. Much to his surprise, he receives an anonymous letter in return, and a tentative friendship is born. Little does Hart know he's bearing his soul to the person who infuriates him most. So, seems right up my alley, the whole little shop around the corner type of vibe, or You Got Mail, if you're not familiar with Little Shop Around the Corner. So the whole secret pen pal, they don't know that it's each other type of thing. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, next one is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. I've watched the movie back in the day, but I've actually never picked up the book. So this is a tale about 2 sisters, Jillian and Sally Owens, brought up by their 2 elderly guardian aunts in a world of spells and exotica from which they eventually escape, one by running away, the other by marrying, but which never escapes from them. Many years go by before strange circumstances thrust them together again and again. They are in a world that blends the mundane and the mysterious, the familiar and the fantastic, the normal and the numinous. 3 generations of Owens women are then united in an experience of unexpected insight and revelation, teaching all of them that the perceptions provided by what is called the magical are rare and wonderful, and to be sure, practical endowments. Okay. So I enjoyed the movie. That was the one with Sandra Bullock. Who else was in it? Leave me in the comments. Tell me who else was in that movie. Sandra Bullock. At least I think so. Maybe I'm completely thinking of another movie. I don't even remember. Nicole Kidman, I think. I don't know. Leave me in the comments. Tell me who was in that movie. I enjoyed the movie, so we'll see how the book is. Okay, the next one is The Tainted Cup, and this is by Robert Jackson Bennett. And this is like Holmes and Watson detective duo, but set in a fantasy world. Let's see. In Daratana's grandest mansion, an imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances when a tree erupted from his body. Even here at the Empire's borders, where contagious contagions abound, and the blood of the Leviathans works strange magical changes. It's a death both terrifying and impossible. Assigned to investigate is Anna Dolabra, a detective whose reputation for brilliance is matched only by her eccentricities. Rumor has it that she always wears a blindfold and can solve impossible cases without stepping outside the walls of her home. At her side is her new assistant, Dinios. I think that's what that says. Dinios Cole. I don't have my glasses on me. I think that's what it is. Magically altered in ways that makes him the perfect aid to Anna's brilliance. Din is at turns scandalized, perplexed, and infuriated by his new superior. But as the two close in on the mastermind, and Anna makes one startling deduction after the next, he realizes that she is indeed the Empire's greatest detective and wonders how long he can keep his own secret safe from her piercing intellect. So, I know I mentioned, if you watched my last tag video, that I haven't really been into mysteries this past year or so. I've tried multiple different kinds and have DNF'd most of them, but I'm hoping, since this is like a fantasy mystery, that it'll work for me. I don't know, we'll see. I might end up DNFing this one too, we'll see. Okay, the next is another romance. This is Love of My Afterlife, and this is by Kirsty Greenwood. And this says, a recently deceased woman meets the one in the afterlife waiting room, scoring a second chance at life and love if she can find him on Earth before 10 days are up. So that's really all I want to read. So magical realism type of romance. Seems like it'll be cute. Okay, then spoilers for my wrap up, but I did finish, I don't even remember what it's called. What is the first book? One Dark Window. I finished One Dark Window, and I grabbed the second book, Two Twisted Crowns. This is by Rachel Gillig. I don't want to say too much about it, other than, second book. So the first book is about a girl who ends up with a nightmare inside her. She hears voices, and magic is, those that end up with magic are kind of killed type of thing. It's from a sickness that happens. The magic's really interesting. There is magic that's legal, and it's done through cards. If you have certain cards that work, you have a certain ability. That type of magic is okay, but magic that is gotten from this illness that certain people get is not allowed, and these people are usually tortured and killed. So the first book was really good, and I look forward to reading the second one. Okay, the next one is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. This is by Theodora Goss, and this one is about like the children of different famous classic characters. So let me read the synopsis. Mary Jekyll, alone and penniless following her parents' death, quickly finds herself drawn into the secrets of her father's mysterious past. A clue leads her to believe that Edward Hyde, her father's former friend and a murderer, may be nearby, and there still is a reward for information leading to his capture, a reward that would solve all of her immediate financial woes. But her hunt leads her not to Edward Hyde, but to Diana, his daughter, a near feral child left to be raised by nuns. With the assistance of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, Mary continues her search for the elusive Hyde and soon gathers around her more women, all of whom have been created through terrifying experimentation. Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Moreau, and Justine Frankenstein, when their investigations lead them to the discovery of a secret society of immoral and power-crazed scientists. The horrors of their past soon arrive on their doorstep as well. And now it is up to the 5 of them to stop the malicious machinations of the Society des Alchemists. Quite simply, it is time for the monsters to triumph over the monstrous. So, I've heard this is really cute. And yeah, that seems, I know it's another one that's kind of like a mystery, but it seems like a different take on a mystery. And so I wanted to give it a try, especially with the whole, like the children or the type of thing of the classic mad scientist type people. Okay, the next one I have is Serpent and Dove. This is by Shelby Mahurin. And this is kind of let's see, an enemies to lovers. I've heard it's along the same lines as Heartless Hunter, although this one came out before Heartless Hunter. But I've heard really good things about it, so I did want to pick it up. So 2 years ago, Louise LeBlanc fled her coven and took shelter in the city of Cesarine, forsaking all magic and living off whatever she could steal. There, witches like Lou are hunted, they are feared, they are buried. Sworn to the church as a chausseur, however you say it, it's French, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Reed Diggory has lived his life by one principle: thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. His path was never meant to cross with Lou's, but a wicked stunt forces them into an impossible union, holy matrimony. Oh, that's one of my favorite tropes, is the marriage of convenience, or that sort of thing. So that makes me happy. The war between witches and church is an ancient one, and Lou's most dangerous enemies bring a fate worse than fire, unable to ignore her growing feelings, yet powerless to change what she is. A choice must be made, and love makes fools of us all. So enemies to lovers, I enjoy that. And like I said, marriage of convenience, I do really enjoy that. So it seems like it'll be good. I'm excited. Okay, the next one I have is A River Enchanted. This is by Rebecca Ross. And this is by the same author who wrote The Divine Rivals and, or what is the name of the series? Letters of Enchantment duology. I've heard really good things about this one. I did enjoy the other duology, and this is a duology as well. So this is based, I think, on an Irish myth, an Irish fable of some kind. Let me see. Woo, that small writing. So it starts with a letter, an ominous journey across dark waters. 10 years after being sent away to the mainland to become a bard, Jack Tamerlane is summoned home to Cadence, but his return is not a joyous one. Girls are going missing from the island, and Adara, future leader of the clan, believes Jack is the only one who can find them. All right, so that's all I'm gonna read. I wanna be a little, keep a little mystery to this one. But yeah, I've heard good things about this one, so. And then last but not least, this is brand new, a few months back now. I think it came out in June, something like that. The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind, or Lindy. And this is, some things aren't supposed to exist outside of our imagination. 13 years ago, monsters emerged from the shadows and plunged Kersey's world into a cataclysmic war of near total destruction. The New York City she knew so well collapsed practically overnight. In the wake of that carnage, the monster treaty was created, a truce of sorts. But tonight, Kirsty's a gifted and fearless thief, will break that treaty. She'll enter the Holly Library, not knowing it's home of a monster. He's charming, quietly alluring, terrifying, but he knows talent when he sees it. It's just a matter of finding her price. Now she's locked into a dangerous bargain with a creature unlike any other. She'll sacrifice her freedom. She'll offer her skills. Together, they'll put their own futures at risk. But he's playing a game across centuries, and once she joins in, there will be no escape. So I think he's a vampire. Another one where I was like, oh, it has to do with vampires. I'm sure I will like it. So The Wren in the Holly Library. That's it, you guys. So how many books is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books? Yeah, something like that. So more books to add to my TBR. Tell me what you're going to read for the month of October. I would love to know if there's anything I need to add to my TBR as well. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.